Okay, so uh, equation of a line, revision. What's the meaning of this equation of a line? What does it mean? It means every line has an equation.
As a equation.
Okay. Now, if the line is parallel to the x-axis, how would its equation look? If a line is parallel to the x-axis, how would the equation look as? Y is equal to something. Understand? If a line is parallel to the x-axis, its equation will be y is equal to some number. Okay, that's what we saw in reflection chapter. Next, if a line is parallel to the y-axis, then its equation would be something like x is equal to some number. Okay, when would you have x and y coordinates if the line is not parallel to anything, not parallel to the x or the y axis? Okay, then the equation would look something like 2x plus 3y is equal to minus 5, something like that. Right? It will have x term, y term, and a number term. Okay, so this is how equation is. Now, in ninth standard, you had a chapter where they'll give you the equation and you have to draw the line. Okay, here you don't have that. Okay, so what you just need to know is every line has an equation. Okay, now what else is there? I just want to go in the same order that's in your book. There is something called inclination of a line. Inclination is the angle. Okay, the angle is always an angle made with the x-axis, not with the y-axis, always with the x-axis. And the angle is this side, on the right side, not the left side. Okay, not the left, but the right side. This angle is called theta. Okay, so now if look at this diagram over here, if the angle is to the right side like this, that means if theta is less than 90 degree, it's called positive inclination. And if the theta, I mean, if it's more than 90 degree, if theta is more than 90 degree here, then they're taking theta on the left side and calling it as negative inclination. Okay, we don't have negative inclination, so forget it. Always your angle is taken on which side? On the right side. Am I there, Nathan? Stop playing around. Okay. So the angle is which side? On the right side. And for you, always theta will be less than 90. Okay. Okay. So inclination. What does inclination mean? Inclination means theta or angle. All of these are the same thing. Okay. Now, based on the inclination or based on the theta, we can find something called slope. Okay. Slope is represented by the alphabet m. Okay. And it is not a degree like inclination, theta, angle, they are all in degree. Slope is just a number. Okay. Now, how do you find the slope? There are two ways to find the slope. Two formulas are there. One formula is tan theta. So if you have theta, you put in tan theta, you can find the slope. The other formula is if you have any 2 points, suppose this is your line, and if you have 2 points, the coordinates of 2 points, say 2 comma 3 minus 1 comma 4. So like this, if you have 2 points, you can use this formula. What is the formula here? Tell me. Y, y1 minus y2.
Y1 minus Y2, X1 minus X2.
Okay. Okay, so two formulas to find the slope. Is this clear, everyone? Clear? Okay. When do we use this first formula? When we have theta, the angle. When do we use the second formula? If you have 2 points. Yeah. Okay. Next, relationship between slopes of two parallel lines. If two lines are parallel to each other and M1 is the first slope and M2 is the second slope, what is the relationship between their slopes?
Equal.
They'll be equal. Slopes are equal. Think of a slope. Okay. Look, let's just elaborate a little more on this tan theta. If theta is 0, then the line is like this, flat. So the slope will be how much? 0. Tan 0. How much is tan 0? Tan 0 is 0. Okay. Now, if the theta is 45 degree, so how much is the slope? Tan 45 is 1. And if theta is 90 degrees, the road is like this. Imagine you're driving a car on a road like this. What's the slope? Infinity. Okay, tan 90 degree is infinity. Okay, so the slope increases. This is 0, increases till 1, 45 degrees 1, and 90 degrees infinity. Okay, so just keep that values in mind. So if both the lines are like this, then their slopes are equal. Right? If two lines are parallel to each other, their slopes are equal to each other. That clear, Aman? And second, if both the lines are perpendicular to each other, if this is M1 and this is M2, then how are their slopes related? M1 into M2 will be equal to -1. That is the relationship between their slopes. Okay. Is that clear, everyone? So what all we have seen till now is two formulas to find the slope and two relationships between the slopes. Okay. And the third and last topic is how to find the equation of the line. Okay. How to find equation. Think of a line like this. Okay. For a line, let me draw it like this. You can have 2 points on the line, or you can have theta. Okay. Now, if you have two, first is what? Yeah, first is M and C. If you have M and C, now what is M? M is the slope. What is C? C is called the y-intercept. Okay, y-intercept is the point where the line intersects the y-axis. Okay, now you know that any point on the y-axis, its x-coordinate will be 0. So whatever the y-coordinate is, that is the y-intercept. So in this example, the y-intercept is how much? 5. Okay. I'm giving an example. See, this is the x, this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis. Okay. Now this is our line. Our line is intersecting the y-axis. Now for this point, the x-coordinate is 0. The y-coordinate, I have given an example of 5. Okay. So what is the y-intercept of this line? 5. Just this y-coordinate, that is the y-intercept. Okay. All right. So if we have M and C, how do we get the equation of a line? We use the formula y is equal to mx plus c. In this, in place of m, you will substitute m, and in place of c, you'll put c, and you get the equation of the line. You know this? Okay. So this is called the y-intercept formula because you're using the y-intercept. C is the y-intercept. M is the slope and C is the y-intercept. Okay. The second formula is if you have point and slope. You have a 1 point and you have the slope. Then you'll use this formula. What's the formula, anyone? No. Huh? Correct. Okay. Y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. Okay. So the point, I mean the coordinates of this point will be x1 comma y1. That's the coordinates of this point. Right. So you will substitute x1 here, y1 here, and m over here. Just substitute, simplify it, take x and y terms to one side, numbers to one side, and you will get the equation of the line. The third way to get the equation of a line is if you have 2 points. Okay? So one point is x1, y1, other point is x2, y2. Now how do you get the equation of a line?
First, we have to find the slope.
First you find the slope, m. Okay, what's the formula of slope? This one, y2 minus y1.
Y2 minus Y1.
x2 minus x1. You find the slope first and then use the second formula. You got slope and take any one of the point and put it in this formula. You'll get the equation of the line. Okay. This is the whole theory of this chapter. Now solving it is a little complicated, right? Because there are different lines intersecting each other, slopes. Okay, there's so much uh, in the questions. So you have to practice this a lot. That's the only way you can solve questions from here. Let's do one question from here. Write down this first. This is the whole theory, everything in this chapter.
Now, can you please explain y-intercept and x-intercept again?
Y-intercept is a point on the y-axis where the line intersects the y-axis. I'll show you. I'll try to. Okay, first write this down, then I'll explain that again. And just highlight all the formulas. Okay, let me just explain x-intercept and y-intercept once again. See, if this is your axis, the x-axis and the y-axis. Okay. And if this is a line that's intersecting the y-axis and the x-axis. Okay. So, say this one's coordinates are what? Which value will be 0 for this? Y value will be 0. Any point on the x-axis, y value will be 0. Say this is 5. And say this point, here is x value will be 0. Say the y value is 4. Okay. Now, this distance from here to here is called the x-intercept. Understand what is x-intercept? It's a distance from 0 till that point. So how much is x-intercept in this case? It's 5. Okay, whatever this point is. Yeah, so that's the x-intercept. And the y-intercept is this distance. Yeah, that is the y-intercept. It is 4. Okay. So you just have to look at this number here. This 4 will tell you the y-intercept. This 5 will tell you the x-intercept. Now, x-intercept is not used in any formula. You only have the y-intercept in that y-intercept formula.
Can we do 17?
17, no? You're looking at this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, even I'm looking at this. Do this question 17 in my book. Draw a rough diagram. You'll understand which formula to use. The question is find the equation of a line. Okay. There are 3 ways to find equation of a line. What are the 3 ways again? This is the y-intercept form. This is the point slope form. And this is the 2-point form. So for this question, which formula will you use? Which method you'll use? 2 points. Do we have 2 points, Arush? Find the equation of a line with x-intercept 5 and a point. See, they're given only 1 point. Or have they given 2 points? Looks like only 1 point, no?
But they have given 2 points, so x-intercept is equal to 0, 5.
Yeah, so the x-intercept is 5. That means it touches, the line is something like this. It touches this point 5 on the y. The y coordinate will be 5 for this point because it touches the x-intercept 5. Understand? So this point is 0, 5. So we have a point. So we have 2 points now, 0, 5, and the other point is -3, 2. Okay, so even they did not give the point directly, indirectly we could find the point by understanding x-intercept. So since we have 2 points, you will use the 2-point formula. First step is to find the slope. Second step is to use the formula y minus y1 is equal to m into x minus x1. Do it. M formula is what, Aman? How do you find slope? No. That is the how to get equation. I'm saying how to get m. Where we have theta here. Yeah, you use that formula first, get m. Take any of the pointers 1 and 2. Say this is x1, y1. Then you take this as x2, y2. Doesn't matter, whichever. Then you put in the formula, get m. Then you put in the second formula to find the equation of the line. Okay, so the equation would be either y is equal to x plus 5, or if you take x and y to one side, then you get x minus y is equal to -5. Or if you take everything to one side, you'll get x minus y plus 5 is equal to 0. Any of these three will be correct. Okay, now there are so many types of questions in this. You'll have to sit and practice and try out, see what you're getting. See, sometimes they'll give you the equation. They'll give you an equation and they'll tell you, look at this question number 8. Equation is there, find the slope of the line and calculate the angle that the line AB makes with the positive direction of x-axis, which means find theta. All right, how do we find the slope of the line if you have the equation? Yeah, change it into the y-intercept form. So 2x minus 2y plus 3 is equal to 0. Make y-intercept form meaning make y the subject. So take the minus 2y on the right to make it positive. So 2x plus 3 is equal to 2y. Then take the 2 down. So y is equal to 2x plus 3 whole upon 2. Now take 2 separately for both. So y is equal to 2x upon 2 plus 3 upon 2. So 2 and 2 gets cut and we have y is equal to x plus 3 upon 2. Now this looks same like y is equal to mx plus c. Okay, see y is here, x is here, and this is c. Okay, so from this we understand that m is what? M is whatever is multiplied with x. What is
1.
1? So we have m. And we also have c. C is 3 by 2, which they have not asked, but if they ask, you get both the values. Okay. So from the
So
equation,
C is y-intercept, no?
C is what?
Y-intercept.
C is y-intercept, yes. Next, calculate the angle that the line AB makes with the positive direction of x-axis. So you have to find theta. How do you find theta now? You have m. So we can use m is equal to tan theta and find theta. So m is equal to tan theta. M we got as 1. So 1 is equal to tan theta. What is theta?
45 degree.
Which value of tan is 1? 45. Tan 45 degree is 1. Okay. So that's how we do this.
So how to do 7th question in your book?
7th one? See the 7th one. Find the value of P if the lines whose equations are this and this are perpendicular to each other. When lines are perpendicular, what do we know?
M1 into M2 is -1.
Yeah, we know the relationship between their slopes. So what do we do now? Find the slopes of both. Convert these equations into the y-intercept form. You'll get their slopes. And then put their slopes in this formula because the second formula has a missing value, P. Okay, so you'll have P in this equation. You'll get a linear equation and find P. Is that clear, everyone?
So
Okay. Just ask if there are any doubts. We'll just clear doubts like this orally, and then we'll stop with this.
tomorrow evening test is there, no?
Yeah, test is tomorrow evening. Tomorrow morning, we'll be doing the rest of the chapters. What is the difference between median and altitude for a triangle? This is a triangle. Okay, say from the point A, draw median and also draw an altitude. How would you draw?
Median is the midpoint
Yeah, median will go from
and
A.
altitude is the perpendicular line.
Yes, median will go from A to the midpoint of BC. Okay, that is median. And altitude will be perpendicular to BC. Okay, is that clear? Altitude,
Yes, sir.
this is median. See this 15th? What? Tomorrow? 19 is constructions. Yeah. So our aim tomorrow is to do similarity, loci. Similarity, those of you are good, sure of similarity, practice it. Okay. If you don't know similarity at all, just leave it. Okay. Similarity, loci is construction. Circle is, we just did circles recently, all the theorems. Tangent and intersecting chord, continuation of that. And then construction of circles. So that should be done tomorrow morning. Okay. Anyway, look at this question. 15. Find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of the line segment segment obtained on joining the points this and this. Okay, so you have to draw it. So what we know that there's a line 6 comma minus 3 and 0 comma 3. Now what are they asking? Find the equation of not this line,
Perpendicular to this line.
perpendicular bisector of this line. What's the meaning of perpendicular bisector?
The
Perpendicular
line is perpendicular bisecting these 2 points.
bisecting means what? Means not here, not there. Bisector means right in the middle, cutting this point,
Middle.
this line into 2 equal halves. Understand what's bisector? Now this line could be long this way. Black line and what is red line, no? Which line is bisecting which line? Is the black line bisecting the red line or is the red line bisecting the black line?
Red line bisecting the black line.
Red line is bisecting the black line. Understand? That has to be very clear. See, I'll read it again. Find the equation of this red line of the lines perpendicular. Sorry, find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of the line segment obtained on joining these 2 points. See, line and line segment. The black is line segment or line? The black one is a line segment. Line segment, it has a starting and an ending point. And this red line is a line, means there is no ending. It's going up, going down. So you can't bisect the red line because you don't know where its ending and starting is. You can only bisect the black line because it's not a line. It is a line segment. Is that clear, Aman? Okay. So again, find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of the line segment obtained on joining these 2 points. Okay. So how do we find this?
By using midpoint of that perpendicular bisector,
Okay,
and we have the
midpoint.
90-degree angle.
Okay.
So we have the 90-degree angle.
No, it's not 90 degrees to x-axis. This is not theta. What? So what all do we have? Well, we have a point on this red line by finding the midpoint of this. See, we have to use midpoint formula from the previous chapter. Okay. And do we know the slope of the red line? How do we get the slope of the red line? Which formula?
M tan theta,
But what is theta?
90 degree.
No, that is 90 degree between the two lines. Your theta is, oh, look, let me draw this. If I tilt this, then what you'll do? Where is tilting option in this? There's no tilting. What if it's tilted like that? See, theta is the angle not between the two lines. What is theta? It's the angle between the x-axis and the line. We don't have theta, Ahmed. So we have 1 point. What else do we have? So we first find the slope of the black line because we have 2 points. We can find the slope of that black line. And from that one slope, we can find the slope of the red line. Because we know that the slopes are related in this ratio. I mean, in this formula. M1 into M2 is equal to M1, right? So black line slope, if we find, then we can find the slope of the red line.
Yeah.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. So now we can use slope point formula. Y minus y1 into equal to m into x minus x1. Point slope formula. That is to find the slope of the black line. After you get that, we'll call it m1. Then
Y is equal to x
M2.
minus 3.
Found it, huh? Okay.
Y is equal to x minus 3.
Okay. I've not solved it. Good. If you got the right answer, check it behind. Okay. Okay. So I think that should be enough. Is that clear? All right. So go practice this much now. Tonight, what all you practice? Which all chapters? Huh?